Star Trek. Voyager Season 2's 10 best episodes are when Captain Janeway's show gets weird and fun. Star Trek. Voyager is filled with great episodes, but 10 stand out among the rest. Sure, like every season of Star Trek, Voyager, there are a few duds in the show's second run. However, Kate Mulgrew's Captain Janeway and her crew had really started to hit their stride as having a story worth telling by the time of Star Trek. Voyager Season 2 and the 10 best episodes are largely examples of how fun and weird the show was capable of being. Of all the Star Trek TV shows, Star Trek, Voyager was just the fourth to be made in live action, so it was under pressure to perform as well as its predecessors. Although the show is incredibly popular these days, that wasn't always the case. Thankfully, the Star Trek Voyager cast was able to carry on and end the story on its own terms after 7 seasons. Although the show's inaugural run included some strong episodes, Star Trek Voyager Season 2 was the beginning of Janeway's era of the franchise coming into its own. Threshold has earned a bit of a reputation over the years for being a pretty ridiculous episode. As such, Star Trek Voyager fans have developed something of a love/hate relationship with the story. However, I think it has been unfairly maligned. It's not just a great Tom Paris, Robert Duncan McNeil episode, but it's also built around a fascinating concept of trying to reach the fabled speed of warp factor 10. It has all the elements of a great Star Trek story, and only arguably falls down when it's revealed that Paris is slowly evolving due to his warp 10 experiments. It has all the elements of a great Star Trek story, and only arguably falls down when it's revealed that Paris is slowly evolving due to his warp 10 experiments. Having said that, the process of Paris's gradual evolution is fascinating, and it's actually the fact that Paris pulls Janeway down that same path and procreates with her when they're alien salamanders that Trekkies tend to turn away from the installment. Regardless, it's a great watch, and the relative success of Warp 10 briefly offers the ship hope of a speedy trip home. Because Star Trek Voyager is part of such a sprawling franchise that had already developed tropes and traditions of its own, it often didn't feel the need to draw on certain storytelling tricks from the wider TV industry. Twisted, on the other hand, is a rare example of Voyager doing just that. The entire episode is set aboard the show's titular starship, with no planetfall or obvious contact with new alien species. In a way, Twisted is a take on the classic bottle episode, where an installment is shot in one location for budgetary reasons. Twisted had a big advantage over other bottle episodes in that Star Trek Voyager had a lot of pre-built sets to use. So, the installment could pen a sci-fi storyline that shuffled all the usual shooting locations around the ship, which meant what would have been a highly recognizable layout became something new. Either way, Twisted could only reach a certain level of quality because of this production decision, so it wouldn't be fair to rank it any higher. Star Trek Voyager Season 2 is where the show stops playing it safe and starts to get weird, in the best possible way. While the series was still finding its footing, the 10 standout episodes from this season embraced bizarre sci-fi premises, moral dilemmas, and strange alien encounters that made Voyager feel distinct from its Trek predecessors. Take Deadlock, where Voyager is duplicated in a space-time hiccup, forcing Captain Janeway to watch her own ship suffer and make a brutal call only she could. Or 2's, the infamous episode where Tuvok and Neelix are fused into a single being. It's weird, tragic, and spurs one of the most unsettling ethical decisions Janeway ever makes. It's not comfortable, but it's unforgettable. Then there's Threshold, which has gained cult notoriety for turning Tom Paris into a warp-speed evolving lizard who kidnaps Janeway and, yes, creates lizard babies. It's bonkers. It's messy. It's pure Voyager. Even smaller episodes like The Thaw, with a terrifying clown that feeds on fear in a virtual hellscape, show just how wild and experimental the show was willing to be. And it worked. These episodes weren't just filler. They were deeply human stories wrapped in out there concepts, giving Kate Mulgrew's Captain Janeway a playground of strange universes to command with strength and curiosity. Season 2 is when Voyager got brave. The best episodes didn't just explore space, they tested the boundaries of identity, command, and reality itself. Janeway thrived in the chaos, and that weirdness? That's when Voyager started to become great.